Well, I'm going to go on my
Uh,
laptop because it's easier to
Welcome
read this.
to a reading of Lord Mayhare. We're at page 3494, title still on the chapter of mass darshans in Hamapuranandra, 1954. Hardly had Baba's car proceeded 50 yards when two people were seen approaching with trays laden with food. Somehow, Kutumba Sastri had managed to convey the news ahead that Baba wished to eat. Crowds were milling around, and Baba stopped the car again. Meanwhile, the Mondelez bus, which was lagging behind, arrived. The workers stopped it at the place where Baba's car had halted, and they informed Pendu about Baba's agreeing to their having coconut water. Pendu had Baba's strict order that the bus should stay right behind his car. He was in a quandary now and could not decide what to do, as Baba's car was 50 yards ahead. He got down to consult with Baba. Baba was seated in the car, Erich standing outside. Pendu told Erich, who replied, "What to say? Baba is not giving any definite answers today." Hearing this, Baba got out of the car and, walking to a hut, sat down and began spelling out, "You Mandali are after coconut water when I am feeling very hungry. I had given orders to drive the cars straight to Amalapuram, but no one listened to that. Now you all may drink coconut water to your heart's content. I order every I order every one of you to drink the water of four coconuts." Pendu stood silently, and Baba ordered him, "Go and arrange it immediately. Tell the person offering the coconut water that each of you should be given water from four coconuts so that he and you all may feel satisfied." There were 60 men in Baba's group. Most were the Andhra lovers who had accompanied them. They had already quenched their thirst by the time Pendu returned. Anyway, Pendu told the host that each should be given the water from four coconuts. That was impossible, as there were not enough coconuts. To bring more would take time, and the man could not figure out what to do. Besides, to bring so many coconuts at one time was out of the question. Meanwhile, Baba severely scolded Erich. Sastri and Dharmarao were bewildered and felt nervous at seeing Baba's fiery mood for the first time. Pendu came back and informed Baba that the coconuts were practically all gone, so Baba asked the men to retake their seats in the bus. The host learned a good lesson that it is not wise to insist on anything against Baba's wish. And those with the food trays returned with them untouched, as Baba ate nothing in Katapeta. He had his own reasons for doing this, which no one could grasp. After proceeding several miles, Baba had the car stopped at 11:30 a.m. and, calling all the Mandali before him, stated, "I came out of my room very early this morning. After many days, I had a good appetite today, but I could not get anything to eat there. Then I thought of halting for a while in Cottapetta and eating there, but because of the crowds, it could not be done. The jeep was sent ahead to keep the crowd away, but the episode that transpired there was contrary to expectations, and I could not have my meal there. Concluding, Baba stated, "Now let us all go to Amalapuram and remember Dharmarao. Drive carefully." Dharmarao wondered why Baba said this. But hardly had they resumed the journey when Baba's car came to a sudden stop about 6 miles from the town of Amalapuram. Dharmarao, who was normally a cautious driver, had dozed slightly. They had been driving along a canal road, and just at the moment when he shut his eyes, they hit a pile of stones lying in the road. The right wheels of the car went over the car. Sorry, the right wheels of the car went over the pile, and the car would surely have overturned into the canal had Baba not quickly grabbed the steering wheel and regained control of the car. Those riding in the car were holding their breath and silently thanking their Lord for the narrow escape. But Baba was all smiles. Observing that Dharmarao was upset and depressed over the incident, Baba began joking to cheer him up. "Now you and everyone else are wide awake," he said. "I had lost my appetite over the episode in Katapeta, but now it has returned. So let's drive quickly to Amalapuram, where I can have a good meal." Baba's car, the jeep, and bus then proceeded. But in Politikuru village, the car was halted again for a short time when people earnestly requested Baba's darshan. So I guess the steering wheel's on the right. Cool. I didn't know that. India, the India drives on the right. I mean on the left. Andhra, February 1954. The group finally reached Amalapuram at 12:30 p.m. on the 28th, and they were taken to Konasima's residence. Kalavenkata Rao led Baba to his room. He had kept food ready for Baba and his group. They had lunch, and Venkata Rao kept guard at the bottom of the staircase leading to Baba's room so that no one would disturb him. Venkata was a former minister in the Madras government and general secretary of the Indian National Congress political party. But despite his high worldly positions, he was a humble man who had deep love for Baba. After the meals, Sastri informed Baba that were it not for the help rendered by Venkata Rao to those who had suffered in the recent floods, many families would have been left destitute and starving. Hearing this, Baba observed, "Love for God can be expressed in so many ways because he has infinite aspects. The three aspects of power, knowledge, and bliss are well known, but infinite honesty and infinite goodness are also main aspects. And goodness means where there is no thought of self. When you serve your fellow beings with selflessness, you serve God. But this term, selflessness, is so very loosely used that in its very use, its purpose is lost. Selfless service means that it has to be so very natural that even the thought that you have served should be absent. What God's aspect of honesty means is that you serve others in order to make them happy at the cost of your own happiness. Honesty demands that no show and no fuss is made of your service, and you treat others as you treat your own dear ones. While making this statement, Dharma Rao was observed dozing, and Baba humorously remarked, "While driving, he was drowsy, and we would not be here now, but would have been in the canal, were it not for my timely control on the steering wheel. Even now, he feels drowsy." Baba then added, "The only thing I did not lose when I found myself one with God was my sense of humor. So though few can fathom my divinity, at least everyone can easily understand my being human." That's a good one. We'll say that again. "The only thing I did not lose when I found myself one with God was my sense of humor. So though few can fathom my divinity, at least everyone can easily understand my being human." It was time to leave for the place of darshan, and Ramju asked Baba which message should be read there. Baba replied, "More important than my receiving addresses and giving messages is my coming in contact with people through prasad." Konasima's house was divided into two parts. He lived in one part, and the cooperative bank where Baba rested that night was in the other part. A garden faced the building, and for a while Baba paced back and forth there. The bank's night watchman, whose name was Tataya, had a hut there, and Baba sat on his veranda, thus sanctifying his humble abode.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
go ahead, Bet.
Well, mass darshans in Hamirpur and Andhra, 1954. Then, accompanied by all, at 3 in the afternoon, Baba proceeded to the local high school, where the darshan program was arranged. V. Narayana Rao of Kakinada had come and was waiting for Baba's darshan in the tent. Baba first sat on the ground for a while and then, standing up, saluted the gathered crowd by raising his folded hands above his head. He gave this message through his alphabet board. Can you roll up? "I belong to no religion. Every religion belongs to me. My own personal religion is of my being the ancient infinite one, and the religion I teach to all is of love for God. This love can be practiced by anyone, high, low, rich, poor, and everyone of every caste and creed can love God. The one God who resides equally in us all is approachable to everyone through love. So I give my blessings that at least some of you will love God as he is to be loved." Jaganandam Pantulu read out in Telugu the messages given by Baba in Vijayawada. When this was finished at 4 o'clock, Baba dictated, "All these messages, writings, and lectures mean nothing. For the common man, the most practical way of loving God is to help others lovingly. God is in everyone. So if you try to love others, help others, make others happy, you are then loving God. So even attending to your duties of everyday life, you can still love God. If at least some of you try to love God, my coming here will be worth the purpose. Baba began handing out prasad as Dake loudly shouted in Telugu, "Don't touch Baba's feet." Huh. Almost 7,000 were present waiting in lines for darshan. Observing the flow of humanity, it seemed as if rivers were flowing into the ocean. Love pervaded the atmosphere, and its sweetness made the gathering intoxicated with a joy not found in this world except through the God-man. After distributing the prasad until 5:30, Baba left the tent and returned to the cooperative bank building. Although several thousand had come for darshan, each one received an answer to his question. Baba's every action and facial expression contained their answer. In one way or another, Baba drowned their questions, silencing their minds in his ocean of love. On reaching the bank building, Baba informed Kutumba Sastri, "This is my last visit to Andhra in this life. No more programs after this, except the one at Ahmednagar on March 21st. Then my real program begins, not this which we see. It may be a different time when I will break my silence." Scroll down. Oh, okay. This reminds me of Gandhiji. When I was on the ship to England, he was also on the same ship. I was in my cabin, and for 3 nights, Gandhi came to see me with Mahadev Desai, his secretary. I used to explain to him on the board for 2 or 3 hours each time about spirituality. On the night of his third and last visit, he told me in Gujarati, "Now, Baba, enough of this persecution. Break your silence and let the world have your message." I replied to him, "Soon I will break my silence." About 23 years have passed since that "soon" was spelt on the board. But now, when I say soon, it is really soon. Really means really. Gandhiji was a jewel of a soul. I am the ancient one from eternity, and soon I shall speak, undergo humiliation, glorification, and then violent death and dropping of the body. Changing the topic, Baba added, "How good it would be if the Mandali Andhra lovers, devotees, and workers would keep awake on the night of March 1st. The meeting of the workers scheduled for March 2nd could take place then. I, too, would not mind keeping awake if it is possible to arrange a Qawwali program. Otherwise, I will hear my own Qawwali in a locked room." This meant that Baba would sit in seclusion alone. Meanwhile, Kakabentana Rao, the host, was looking at Baba intently. Baba spelled out to him, "I sometimes humor other people for better understanding of my work, but I am not joking when I tell you I really like you. I am happy." Venkata introduced his family and relatives to Baba, who was pleased to meet them. Francis Brabazon had been with the Mandali continuously throughout the Andhra journey. Sometimes the local hosts would offer him something special, such as a different type of food, because he was a Westerner, but he would not accept it. He was content to be with the Mandali and eat what they had. In fact, this was his initial training, as 5 years later he would come to India again to stay with Baba permanently until 1969. Baba retired for the night in the bank building, and the Mandali were taken to the Koluri Vari Street, Choltri, Dharmashala, where they rested. The next morning, Monday, 1st March 1954 at 7 a.m., while discussing the meeting of the workers, to be held with KDRM, the Andhra lovers, and the Mandali, Baba observed, "It would be better if the workers' meeting is held tonight, as all are to keep awake tonight anyway." Addressing Kutuma Shastri, Baba asked, "Would you be able to make the necessary arrangements for holding the meeting tonight? I want work, and work must be done 100% honestly or stopped. Remember, I can work all alone. If possible, all small, in parens marginal, and important workers should attend the meeting. I will thrash out every point on how to work because I don't want these mashed darshans and programs merely for namesake. If workers love me but do not work 100% honestly, they are not wanted." Baba repeated, "If it is possible, then arrange the meeting tonight. If not, tomorrow morning. If all cannot come tonight, then they must come tomorrow. I say all this because I will not come here again in this body." At Hamirpur also, I discussed this with the workers, and here too. I warn you because I love Andhra. Why love it? You will not understand. But work done honestly is real work done. Otherwise, don't work at all. I have been doing my work all alone eternally, since eternity, Baba concluded. KDRM assured Baba they would see to the meeting arrangements for that night and informed all concerned through telegrams. The deputy collector, S. Pamulu, who was there and looking at him, Baba advised, well, he was there and looking at him, Baba advised, "Work for me wholeheartedly. Tell people about my love. If you work for the people, you work for me." Baba visited the homes of Pamulu, Kala Venkata Rao, and other lovers, and also unannounced entered the hut of a poor person. Baba and the group left Amalapuram for Rajouri at 7:30 that morning. Sastri, Dhanapathy, Rangarao, and Mallikarjuna stayed behind in the jeep to send off the more than 100 telegrams about the meeting change. After an hour's drive, Baba had the car halted and gathered the mandali around him, remarking, "Last night was quite funny and strange for me and Chagan, who was on night watch. It was all quiet and peaceful when a madman began howling and kept on doing it practically the whole night without even a few minutes' break. I wondered what type of madness he had that did not allow me to take any rest. I wish to retire early because tonight we are to keep awake for the meeting."
Thank you, Betty. I'll just pause.